Now that your brainstorm for the data structure is complete, let's create it on CRUD DS and export it together in 5 easy steps. Step 1. Project creation. Remember to have a Firebase project created beforehand. If you have no idea how, or stuck somewhere, check out this video tutorial I've made. Go to app.crudds.com, under the Projects tab, click Add Project. Just key in your project name, select Firebase for database, authentication, storage, and hosting. Enable Cloud Function if you'd like to. Then, navigate to your Firebase console and open the project you want to use. Access your app by clicking on the app and the gear icon, and then copy the configuration and paste it back at app.crudds.com. This allows us to create and initialize both the Cloud Function and the database required in Vue. Finally, just click Create to create the project. If you made any mistakes, you can edit the project by clicking on the pencil icon right here. Moving on to step 2, opening the project. Simply open it with the Open button. Once you are there, you will see a default data structure, which is the sign up page. We are going to ignore it for now because that is for registration and login purposes. Click on the plus sign to add a data structure. Step 3. Configure your data structure. You need to name your data type, which we are going to call products for now. The document type is many because we can have many products in a single store. For single, we can use it for, say, store setting, because one store can only have one setting. And finally, check only, if you want to only use the check-in features of CRUD DS and not interact with the database. For CRUD type, it is only applicable to document type many. It can be many docs or single doc. In many docs, every single entry will create a single document for it. For single doc, we will jumble up all of our entries into one single document to reduce document reads. This is not recommended if you have more than 100 entries. For database path, let's just keep it as products for now. Lastly, for options, you can enable the create, read, update, delete, duplicate, sort, and the Excel features. Once you are done, just click submit to create this data structure. Once again, if you need to edit it in the future, just click the pencil icon. Step 4. Now we are ready to add fields to the data structure we just created. Like we mentioned before, let's use object-oriented programming. Imagine you have a product in your hand right now. It must have a product name, price, description, and an image. Let's omit the image for simplicity. First field, product name. Let's just call it name. It has a type text. We include it in multiple view and we make it compulsory. As for the settings, you can set the placeholder, default value, minimum length, maximum length, and have a regular expression to check for validity. You can also declare error messages for violating minimum length, maximum length, and regular expressions. Also, if you leave the placeholder blank, it will simply use the name of the field. In our case, it will just be name. However, let's just set it as product name. Also, I've set a 50 character limit for it with the error message. Moving on, we have price, which is a number, is compulsory, it must be positive, and have 2 decimal places. So let's set the minimum value as 0.01 and the decimal places as 2. That's it for the data fields. Don't forget to save your changes by clicking the floppy icon. Moving on to step 5. Exporting and initializing the Vue project. From here, navigate back to your project page by clicking the CRUD DS logo. Then, just click Generate All. This will create 3 files. A source zip file with all of the components generated, a JSON containing the preset to create a Vue project, and finally, a bash script for you to create and initialize everything else. You can create a folder at destination of your choice, and move all these 3 files into that folder. Take note that all these files must be named correctly so that the bash file would work. Then, open up command prompt of your choice. For my case, I'm using Commander. Navigate to the folder where you place these 3 files, and run the bash script by typing sh space init.sh. The installation stages can be quite complicated, so let's take it slow. If you enable Cloud Functions or Firebase hosting, it will create saved folders and log you in to the Google account. Enter Y and you can log into your Google account in the browser. Don't forget to click Allow and then navigate back to your command prompt. Using your arrow keys, go to Cloud function, press spacebar to enable it, and press enter to confirm. Then choose use an existing project and choose the same project that you used from the configuration step. You can choose between JavaScript and TypeScript and enable ESLint as well. Finally, you can choose whether or not to install the node dependencies. Moving on to stage 2, initializing the Vue project. This is all handled by CRUD DS, so sit back, relax, and wait for the next stage. Stage 3, unzipping of the source files. It will prompt you to replace existing files. Just type A to replace all of them. Stage 4, it will deploy your Cloud function for the first time. However, if you do not have billing enabled on this account, this step will fail. Do not worry, you can come back to it later. Stage 5, installing additional dependencies for Vue. This is also handled by CRUD DS, so just relax. Stage 6, initializing Firebase hosting. This will set up Firebase hosting for the Vue project. Similar to initializing Cloud function, use your arrow keys, enable Firebase hosting, and press enter. Use the same project, use dist directory, confirm using single page app, and do not override index.html. That's it. Finally, CRUD DS will also run this project, so you can start developing right away. Look at us, we have created the data structures, implemented the CRUD and DS, initialized Vue project, initialized Firebase hosting, initialized Cloud function, all in under 10 minutes. How cool is that? This would have taken us at least 30 minutes to set all up, and even more if we are manually creating CRUD, the router, and everything else. Test out all the features and let me know what you think of it. What do you think can be improved? Is it too complex? Let me know in the comments down below. In the next video, we will create a cart page where we can include the customer information and add all the products to cart. So stay tuned, subscribe if you haven't already, and as always, take care and happy coding.